All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3, the final game of this very intense matchup. And I'm excited to see what both teams are going to bring to the table. They've put everything on the line in these first 2 games, and I think we're going to have a very exciting game number 3. Starting us off, we have uh, Western Kentucky on the blue side, and we have Northern Florida on the red side. Um, First thing that I see in this game already is Wazi is no longer on the Lysandra, so I'm going to assume that this Lysandra got banned out. He was massive in game 1 and game 2. Um, I think they finally learned their lesson and said that can no longer be. Um, but looking on the side of Northern Florida, I really do like what they've done. This Darius is gonna just be a menace in the late game. The Volley Bear had a huge impact in game number 2. I'm curious to see how this Hui is gonna go because he is just absurdly strong. Um, and the bot lane with the Soraka again, I think the Soraka was a great choice and was able to really maintain the health bars of Northern Florida for the majority of most of these team fights. But on the side of Western Kentucky, I really do like what they have. They have a nice engage potential if need be from this Zach. But a lot of the team has flank potential and a lot of disengage potential. But it just kind of depends on how they want to play this matchup, and everything. So I'm curious to see exactly how both sides play it, and I'm also curious to see, because they have a Soraka, if they utilize this Thresh going into a a nice hook coming through, barrier early coming out of the Ash.
Early barrier.
Exactly.
Okay.
Junior really low, but they're going to be able to kind of trade it out. And I think once they reach level 2, they're going to be able to. I really think they won that trade out, because once they reach level 2, this Soraka is going to be able to just heal the Ash.
Blue
But
team secures the level 2 advantage. Treyway looking to land a hook here. Not gonna be able to find it.
yeah, and there comes the 2. Yep, and as predicted, Dragon just going to go ahead and start healing up Junior. But I'm curious if the Thresh is going to build an early Thornmail, just to help protect, because he's going to be in the middle of these frays, and being able to kind of get that heal cut going through for the side of Western Kentucky, it might be the best idea, but we'll see what happens.
Interesting enough, we didn't see, unless I'm mistaken, we didn't see Grievous wounds being built last game in game number 2. So I'm really interested in seeing if they change their minds about that and go ahead and build those Grievous wounds in this game, versus this Soraka, being that Soraka meant so much in the previous game.
Exactly. Um, Especially for the side of Northern Florida, they have a lot of healing potential coming out from the Darius, just landing a Q. Again, the bite coming out of the Volley Bear, stacking them W's, and the uh, Soraka heals. So, but we see this Zac. He's hovering. He's playing the field of vision. I want to see how they try and play this. Thresh really pushed him up. Hook goes wide, but the Zac was still unseen. A play lands. Nice knockup coming through. A huge Q lands from the Zac, and the first blood's going to go over to the side of Western Kentucky.
That was a perfect engage by the blue team. Way to go.
Yeah, that was absolutely wonderful. And oh, a nice hook come, but oh, the flash comes through, but the knockback's going to come. I think it's going to be enough to be able to land a kill, and Simplest is going to be able to get that, secure that kill, bringing us to a 2-0 lead. Only 4.5 minutes into the game.
Really impressive stuff from the side of Western Kentucky. Looking like a little bit of a 1v1 situation here in the mid lane. Both players are gonna back off for now, using their abilities, chipping each other down.
So
Volibear is hovering the top side. May be looking for a gank angle here. The Scuttle Crab is already taken.
Volley's going to be spotted on that ward. So Zach knows that he's here. Nice jump in. He's going to be able to not, make him airborne. There's a
Using the
good
ward.
little chunk damage coming through. Let's see. I don't. The Volibear is going to be able to get out. He's just going to go ahead and start clearing his chickens. But we know you have 45 seconds until. Oh, that's nice chunk damage coming out of the way. That combo is disgusting, especially because of the slow coming out from that E. But we have 30 seconds until these grubs come up. So Zach's already on the top side, and Volley's backing. So I'm curious if they're gonna really kind of try and force this. But Garen doing the best that he can. A nice knockup coming through, and that's gonna be a very good gank for this Garen, because he's gonna be able to secure all of the CS and the XP. Otherwise, if he would have went down, that would have been a massive loss for the Garen.
Yeah, it's very fortunate for Garen to have his Zac there, and now he's able to set up this freeze. But however, Darius able to TP right back, may even find him on this. Oh, he's gonna stop the TP, and Garen doesn't actually have TP. So, ooh, and this is definitely a kill, and he's actually gonna miss out on that XP that he should have gotten.
Yeah, that was huge. He knew that he was there. He ghosted as soon as he TP'd, but Northern Florida is going to be able to secure the first dragon. But that's a nice hook coming through for the Thresh. He's trying to play everybody away, but it's not going to be enough. Wait, and a 1v1 over here with the Zac, but that's going to be a massive ult coming through. But Zac still has passive. A flash comes out from the Zac, trying to just get away. But these slows are going to be huge from the Ashe. The Ashe just needs to keep auto attacking, and if he can keep those auto attacks coming through, it might be just enough. Zac's going to be able to jump away, but Scatter the Weak comes through, pushing everybody back. Flash over the wall from the Syndra, and everyone's going to be able to get out, but the passive comes through for the Zac. Wazi's not going to be able to get this, secure this kill. That's going to be a nice pull, a nice jump away, but the Zac's going to be able to get out alive. A nice stun coming through for the Syndra. Nice silence. The flash hook coming through from Thresh, but it wasn't going to be enough. Even if it landed, I don't think it would have been enough.
No, even if it landed, he wouldn't. I don't think they see anything there. They still have Soraka heals, able to fully sustain this Ashe here without a problem. Kai'Sa will be able to burst them down a lot quicker later on as the game goes, but in these early stages, they're not going to be able to see much of that.
Zac looking for the engage, not going to be able to find too much, but while he was looking for the gank, the Volibear was able to secure all three grubs, but now they're looking. It's going to be a nice knockup from the Zac, but the Q goes wide. Now, Zac does not have a passive. Scatter the Weak comes through. It's huge, but a massive ult comes out from the Soraka. Going to be able to keep this Volibear barely alive. But the Hui's going to be able to secure that kill. Unleash Power comes through onto the Darius, but it's not enough. Zac
Wazy just popping off on the Hui with these QEs.
Yeah, he's
Can he land one more? Ooh!
The flash auto was just enough to be able to secure that kill for Wazi, and Wazi's sitting at a nice, comfortable 3-0. So I think Northern Virginia.
Wazi looking like a star player in all three of these games. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
I think Wazi has been playing out of his mind. Everything that he's been doing has just been phenomenal. He's there when he needs to be. His engages have been phenomenal on the Lissandra. The understanding the strengths of what his champion can and can't do in these team fights has really separated him from Pinga's skill. But Pinga's skill has been doing a phenomenal job as well. I just think that Wazi is just playing out of his mind right now. We got 2 minutes until this next Drake comes up.
What do you think about this top mid swap here?
I think it was smart. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Syndra has been top since that initial team fight in the top lane. But I don't think that the Garen can do too much against this Sway, and if Garen stays playing against Sway, it's only going to kind of hurt him in the long run because he has to get too close, and Hui has absurdly long damage, or absurdly long range. Ash getting some nice good damage down. They're looking for a dive on the top side. The ult is up for the Volibear, but here comes Garen on the backside. A nice flash. He ignited him. I don't think that's going to be enough. He runs on. Oh, the ult comes out for the Volibear to be able to keep him alive.
Has to R to keep alive.
A nice ghost comes
Darius
out.
is definitely going to be able to get this drive by. Eats the R from Syndra. Syndra's going to have to back. She's got no mana and no HP. And Darius is just going to be able to free farm the rest of that and maybe even get a turret plate.
Zach jumps in, but he's all by himself. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much. His ult is, yeah, he's doing a lot of damage, but I really don't think that's going to have much is going to come out of it. But the killer instinct coming out from the Kaiser trying to execute that Soraka, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be a nice 1-for-0.
Soraka heal's just proven to be too much in these trades here. She still has heal up. And Ash is just slowing them down. Getting these kills slowly but surely.
So I really like how Wazi's playing on this way. He's making sure that he either has a slow or a stun coming through before he throws his W2, or I'm sorry, his Q2. His Q2. Hold on, that's a nice stun coming through. That's a lot of damage coming out of this Syndra, but the Syndra doesn't have unleashed power, so I don't think Wazi's going to be in too much trouble. But Wazi's playing very, very good because his Q2, if for those who don't know, actually does more damage with the less health a champion has. So if once he gets strong enough, he's really going to be able to start executing people that's basically under 300 health or 400 health. It's going to be a nice dragon number 2 going over to the side of Northern Florida. These grubs are up. And I want to see if they're going to try and secure him, because we've seen in both matches now, whoever secures 6 grubs ends up winning the game.
The 6 grub advantage definitely is significant, but here on the red team, we have a slight gold advantage. 2 dragons on an already scaling team on an Inferno map. They're going to be able to scale nicely into this mid game. And blue team is going to have their plate quite full. Ooh, nice Scatter the Weak stun coming out of the Syndra. And the red team is looking to get these next set of grubs here. They get the 4th, they're going to get 6.
Yeah, this Volibear is just going to be able to secure all 6 grubs for the side of Northern Florida. My apologies. And that's going to be massive for them, especially with the tower dive potential with his Volibear ult.
Not looking that great for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, they're gonna really. Oh, hold on, it's a nice slow coming through from the Ash. He's gonna be able to get some really good damage down. The silence comes through, so the no hook can follow. He tries the hook, but it's gonna go wide. They're just looking for some chip damage underneath the tower. That's about really all they're trying to do. But what I like what's going on. Hold on, Scatter the Weak comes through. Nice damage. This is good chip damage coming out of the Syndra. Ozzy just trying to keep the wave press so that he can rotate anytime he needs to, but he needs to be careful because Zach's getting to the point where he can really close the distance. There it is. That's a nice jump coming over, but the Wazi's gonna be able to flash out of it, and nothing else really gonna be able to come from that.
Syndra still has her R, and here he is out of position a little bit. Oh, here comes the ultimate from Zach. But Syndra is nowhere in range. That's okay because Zach is going to be able to secure that kill with his Sunfire Cape.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Darius looking for this dive. It's going to be a nice ultimate coming out from the Volibear, and they're just going to be able to secure that kill and the tower on this top side.
That's first blood tower.
It is, and that's going to be a lot of gold going into the pockets of Northern Florida. And already at a 2.5K gold lead. Volibear going to be able to secure this Herald. I think right now for both teams, they're really just going to be focusing on making sure that the wave state is good, um, because this third dragon doesn't come up for another 2 minutes. But even though the mid lane and bot lane of Northern Florida are behind on CS, they're not behind in gold, and the reason why is because because of the kills and assists, but they're really playing to their strengths of what their champion is. The slows coming out of Ashe is just absolutely phenomenal, being able to keep people in range, and Wazi just landing these Q2s is just a nuts, because he's able to do so much damage and really execute people. A nice stun comes through. Zach's looking for the jump. He's going to be able to get the knockup. Knocks him out, but the unleashed power is going to come through, and that's going to be a nice gank coming out. Oh, the flash hook, but he's going to be followed by another flash out of the Ashe, and they're going to be able to stay alive for that. But Zach's looking on the bot side. I don't know what this Garen can really do against this Darius. I think he just needs to play under the tower and do the best that he can and just farm out and gain XP. Darius looking
Darius
for that
is gonna
kill.
die this. That's gonna be a kill over to Darius. But what we got going on over here is a 3-man bot lane fiasco. They're gonna force the flash out of the Soraka, but she's still gonna get caught by the Zac jump. Killer Instinct comes through and finishes the kill. Zac takes those 2 turret shots like a champion, and Kaisa is gonna be able to secure this bot turret. Volibear is looking bot. I'm not sure what he's gonna be able to find there, with all of the blue team members healthy, and it's looking like a bit of a turn coming from the blue team. Syndra is going to be able to get this kill, or is she?
Oh, that heal that came out of Darius was massive. It was just enough to keep him alive, because the Syndra didn't have unleashed power. If the Syndra would have had ult, that would have been one dead Darius. But the fact that Darius was able to survive that, maintain his shutdown gold, is just absolutely phenomenal. And now you have Northern Florida looking to secure Drake number 3 for themselves. But you see all of Western Kentucky, they're going to try and contest this. They're moving down. But I don't know if they're going to be able to get there in time, if they're really, because I think Zach's calling it off. And that's going to be sole point for the side of Northern Florida, and that puts them in a phenomenal position. They basically have everything that they need just out of these dragons alone. They got armor, magic resist, extra damage from the Infernal, and the Hex Tech being able to give them a little bit of cooldown on their
attack
abilities.
speed.
And attack speed on their abilities. So it's like they have a whole item just in those 3 Drakes in themselves. So Northern Florida sitting in a beautiful position, even though the gold lead is only by 1.5K gold.
About 600 gold at this point, which is very, very phenomenal to think about, because the gold disparity feels larger in a game like this. I mean, Northern Florida is securing every single objective, being several kills, two kills up now, after that massive turn from the blue team. We're just gonna have to stay strapped up to our seats and see what happens next. This is a really interesting game.
Yeah, I'm really looking at Treyway here. I think Treyway is going to be the deciding factor in some of these team fights. If he can land a really good hook, if he's able to thread what he needs to thread and land a really good hook. Hold on, here we go. A nice jump in coming from the Zac, but he's going to be silenced. The Zac ults. Syndra looking for the unleashed power. He's going to be able to kill down this Volibear. Kaiser's going to be able to secure that Ashe, and Thresh is going to be able to get that kill onto Soraka, and that's a 3-for-0 trade. Now Garen trying to do what he can, but he flashed, and the heal still came through for the Darius.
Wow.
And the Darius is just absolutely destroying this Garen right now.
Beyond that top lane play, we just noticed that blue team has just taken the lead in terms of gold. In total gold, blue team is up right now. So they did make the massive mid lane play. Garen is still struggling. Now 06 into this 5-1 Darius. Is the blue team gonna be able to stop this Darius and secure that gold? And if so, on who? That's gonna be a really significant
So
issue going forward into this game.
So what I'm seeing right now is that Darius knows he has the dueling potential. So Darius is specifically making sure that he stays on these outside lanes, keeping the pressure, and just trying to secure the towers and secure whatever uh, kills that he can on whoever tries to 1v1 him. Because he's so strong, I just think that he's in that dominant position to force Western Kentucky to try to come to him with multiple members because his Garen's not going to be able to answer him by himself.
Garen with the phase rush, able to walk out of this one, but now he's got Ashe on his back, and the rest of the red team out to get him as well. He is gonna fall again, and now Darius is gonna be looking to take this tier 1 turret. But as a reply to that, blue team is setting up this Baron. No, they're not. They're just clearing the wards,
Well,
as
yeah,
they should.
yeah, no, and that's a form of setting up the Baron. When you clear out vision from the enemy team, and try and secure as much vision as you possibly can, and then look for a reset, that's ultimately setting up for your next objective. Right now, Baron's live, but Soul Point is up in a minute 15, and what I want to actually see happen is I want to see Northern Florida act like they want to try and take this Soul Point and fake it and go for the Baron, because I think that they're in a commanding position right now that if they have Baron with the Darius on the side lanes, that he's gonna have to be answered by multiple people from the side of Western Kentucky. And when that happens, they're just gonna be able to force these towers down and really kind of break open the base of Western Kentucky. And that's honestly what I want to see. So I'm curious to see if that's what they're gonna do, or if they're gonna fight for this Soul Point. But I know they're gonna Western Kentucky is gonna have to either give up something or fight to the death trying to grab it.
Only thing is that if blue team gets aced here, that will be the Baron. And after that, it's looking like the red team is going to be securing this victory. We're going to have to see what happens in this fight. Is that going in? Flash comes out of Ashe. A bunch of abilities flying, nothing happening.
That's really all that comes out. They're trying to just waste some summoners and abilities. That flash out of the Ashe is very key, but they're gonna try. If Ashe keeps stepping up like this, he may get caught out of position, and that's not gonna be good for Northern Florida. Right now, they're doing.
Zach is definitely gonna be looking to fly in the first opportunity that he gets. There he is, coming from out of vision. He's in the pit with them. He's on this back line. Killer Instinct coming out. Can they kill the Ashe? The Ashe is dead. Kaisa's still going on. Flashes over the wall for safety. Going back into her Garen. But the Darius is gonna flash over with her, and now they're in trouble.
Syndra with a huge unleashed power, and the rest of the team is going to be able to just kind of stack on here. But this Hui is just so strong; he's able to melt through Western Kentucky with his passive. He just absolutely annihilated that Zach and Garen.
Is Hui going to be able to see this Syndra dead? He has been a trooper in landing those QEs.
But what's
But it
massive?
looks like Syndra is going to be able to walk out of this one, but it's looking like they're gonna get started on this Soul Point Drake.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. The Hui was just chasing down the Syndra. I don't think he was really looking for the kill unless it really presented itself. But this Volley Bear instantly started up the dragon, and that's going to be Soul Point. As long as they can secure it, that's going to be Soul Point. And there it is. Has Soul Point going in favor of Northern Florida. Now, all eyes are going to turn to this Baron. With Infernal Soul on the side of Northern Florida, they have a huge power spike coming out.
Absolutely massive buff for the side of Northern Florida. I can't wait to see what Hui is going to be able to do with this Infernal Soul.
Now, what I find interesting is, so Hui's going a pretty normal build. But hold on, because they spot him out. That's going to be a massive stun coming out from the Syndra, but now they're trying to jump onto the Ashe. Ashe barely staying alive, but the Killer Instinct's going to come through it, and now this Kaiser is in trouble. Here comes the Zac jumping in. Wazi trying to back off. Now they turn their focus. Oh, it's a massive hook coming out from the Thresh. Now they focus their attention onto the Wazi. Wazi trying to stay alive. He goes in, golden out of the Syndra. Now he's trying to run for his life. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is just doing the best that they can to try and save that Soraka, but it's not going to happen. Now, the Darius and the Volley Bear just fighting for their life. There's a nice double kill coming out, but the Volley's going to be able to return a kill. Now, this Volley Bear, unfortunately, is going to go down, and that's going to be... Hold on, but the Volley still is really, really fighting. That's a double kill coming through.
God.
Is this Volley going to be able to survive? There's no way he survives. That was massive. I think this Garen's going to let him go, but that was a huge fight going in favor of Western Kentucky. It's a massive stun coming through, massive damage coming out of the Volley. A little bit of BM coming out.
The Sunder's Sky with the bite is just proven to be a lot for this blue team to handle. Just as they think that the Volley Bear is going down, he just stays alive. Unbelievably gets the kill on the Zac and able to just walk out of this one.
Yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal. I honestly thought that this Volley Bear was going to go down, but it was almost a clean ace for Western Kentucky, but they just were not able to kill this Volley Bear. He is massive with this Sunder Sky, and his W healing coming out in these team fights is just sustaining him beyond belief.
If not for the Volley Bear staying alive, that would have been a free Baron for the side of Western Kentucky.
It definitely would have been strong for Western Kentucky, but I don't know if they would have been able to secure that Baron. But what I do want to draw your attention to is the Zac actually has a full Thornmail, and I like this because Zac's always gonna be the one trying to engage, and as long as he can engage and get any type of damage down, or focus the damage onto him, the grievous wounds coming out from the Thornmail is going to be massive in these team fights, and it can really swing the favor for Western Kentucky.
Yes, finally we see the grievous wounds coming out on Zac, and it's on the perfect member as well. He's going to be diving into that backline every single time, and everyone is going to be hitting him. That grievous wounds is going to serve to be pretty effective as the game goes on.
We see a lot of pings coming through from both sides trying to focus down this Baron. Elder still not for another 2.5 minutes, but here the flash is going to have to come out. The hook goes wide. The Flay comes through. Now they're trying to turn their attention. Here comes the Zac jumping on in. Everyone's focusing their attention on the Zac, and this is where the grievous wounds are going to come in. Now Zac goes down, but here comes Spin to Win into the backline. The Scatter of the Weak misses, but everyone's turning their attention. Killer Instinct coming through onto this Volley Bear. But Western Kentucky is really not winning this fight, and the health bars are just continuously going up in the favor of Northern Florida. I'm sorry.
Wow. So it looks like that grievous wounds just was not enough. They just did not have the damage to bring down the health bars of this team, Northern Florida. Northern Florida is gonna go ahead and secure this Baron now. Exactly. And that is all but the game, folks. They got one team fight away from ending it. If they find a way to kill enough team members of Western Kentucky, they're going to be looking to ending the game.
Exactly. And while we have a moment, actually, I want to try and run this playback. But before I do so, I want to make sure that they're not trying to do no crazy dives, because they should be looking for a reset. But hold on, Zac jumping in. Looking for the Ashe. He's going to be able to get that knockup. Nice stun coming through. Everyone jumps onto the Ashe. Down goes Ashe. Way trying to get away. That nice carpet coming through from the way. And he's just backing up. And the passive damage is just huge for Wazi. But that's going to be a really big double kill coming through for this Syndra. And it's going to prolong this game just a little bit longer. But while everyone's resetting, I want to try and run back that play in the jungle. You see everyone come through, but the Ashe arrow just went wide, and the Zac jumps in, but they all turn their focus onto him. And then the Spin to Win Garen is just in the back line, but they just can't get anything done. The focus coming out of Northern Florida is just phenomenal, and they're not going to be able to secure the kills that they need. And the Soraka is just massive in that fight, healing everybody. But back into live, they're turning their attention onto this Elder, and Northern Florida is just trying to keep the prio near the dragon. I think that they hold on. Here comes the Zac. He's looking. That's a nice stun coming through. Knockup follows it, but the heals from the rock are gonna really do some work. Everybody converging onto this elder. Western Kentucky doesn't want to give this up without a fight. A nice hook comes through. There, the fight starts. The Zach's jumping into the back line. They're trying to focus down this rocket, but the rest of Northern Florida is just focusing the front line. And then the killer instinct comes through. Flash over the wall from the Kaiser. Flash followed by the volley. That's going to be one dead Kaiser. Now everyone's turning their attention onto this Zach. Zach's going to use his passive, but Syndra and Garen are not going to be able to contest this. This is a 3-for-0 in the favor of Northern Florida. They see this Garen. That's going to be a massive execute coming out from the Q2 out of Wazi. Now the Syndra is going to have to run away. This is going to be a nice, easy Elder Drake in favor of Northern Florida. Knowing that was going to be secured, this Darius instantly runs to the mid lane with his Baron, and he's going to start running down these towers so they can break open this base.
Kaisa not able to get any executions ulting into the backline like that this game. Well, either if she does, it's a 1-for-1, but it looks like it.
Oh my
a big
God!
Kill coming out of the Syndra right now with the unleashed power and Wazi getting the return kill on the Syndra. The Nexus tower just fell. Zach just knocking up everyone, all 4 members, and he's burning them down with the Sunfire Cape. Garen coming in for the assist. Kaisa goes down once again. They have Elder.
But it's just not
Northern
enough.
Florida has Elder. It's just not enough for the side of Western Kentucky. They try their absolute best, but now it's looking like Northern Florida is going to be ending the game, and that is going to decide the series.
Yeah, that was a wonderful game coming out from both sides. Both teams played phenomenal. They put everything on the Rift. This is a great best of 3, and I'm excited to see what both teams bring in the seasons coming up.